What's up, guys? Well, we got home late last night. It was a really fun, really rough weekend. We fished the TTO championship on Ray Roberts. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into all of it because of this reason right here. Even when I was about to start making this video, I was thinking to myself, like, what? You know, YouTube's a funny thing, right? You want to clickbait things. People want to make things like a big deal. I'm not going to do that with this video in the sense of I'm not going to try to clickbait it. People want to watch it. People want to watch it. If people really want to listen to this, they can. These are by far my favorite videos to make. And here's why. For me, personally, a lot of people might not like it. I don't know if people want a whole bunch of fish catches, if they think winning a tournament or doing really good teaches you things. I think it teaches you very little. I think these teach you, these kind of tournaments, and especially the last one too, the Texoma event, the Bass Champs Championship. I've learned so much from these past two events. We made a top 10 in the Bass Champs one, and then we were in third place after day one going into this one. And then I'm just going to let you on. We bombed. And I'm talking about major bomb. These are the things that I think will like carry over for the future for you. Like these are the things that help you out. I will explain them and go into them or try to go into them in full detail. Yeah, these are my favorite videos to talk about because of what went on. So we're going to kind of jump right on into it. Ray Roberts. I'll give you a little quick preview, as quick as I can about practice. I did not have my camera. I forgot my camera on day one, which was pretty much, it was what it was. I got to throw this in there too. I had some pre-practice videos. We're going to throw those. I got some fish catches and pre-practice videos you might want to watch. Okay. So when I say pre-practice, I decided to go out on Ray Roberts before the off limits only because I was traveling up north. Ray Roberts in Texoma are hard lakes for me to go to because they're like 4 hours away. And then I usually have to travel through Dallas, and it kind of sucks, to be honest with y'all. And so I was kind of going that way to go to the Lake of the Ozarks. So since I went to the Lake of the Ozarks, I kind of stopped that like midway and got a day or two in there on both lakes at different times, right? One on the way up and then one on the way back. When I got to Ray Roberts the first time, I went hours without a bite, hours and hours and hours. And then this happened. Hold on. Hold on, I got a fish. Dude, if this is a bass, it is a giant. Dude, I think it's a bass. It could be a catfish. I think it's a catfish. He came up for a second. He's still kind of coming up. Oh, it's a bass. Sorry. I'm on Ray Roberts.
How big is it?
Huh?
How are you?
7 or 8.
Oh, heck yeah.
I've caught like.
What are you practicing or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Are you gonna win?
Well, that's my first big one all day long, live scoping. I've been trying to do it all day long, and I finally got one. And it sucks what I'm gonna have to go through. Hold on just a second. No. So that's my first like actual no, I take that back. I did have this happen before this, okay, right off the bat. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Well, that was easy. Cut on the new, or the soon-to-be new, Toddcast Line Signature Series, Lews edition, Tackle Warehouse exclusive. I don't know what it is. What is it? 7.3? 7.3 heavy on my old popping perch. Number 2, the old popping perch and the new rod. Oh gosh, chill out. Chill out. It did not work out very good after that. It was horrible after that. But this was, I went and like live scoped and flipped and did all these different things. And then caught that big one. And I was going, okay, well, is this how it's going to be? So I went and tried it some more. And this is what I caught. Okay. Look at that fat one. Looks like it's about to spawn. Huh. Got a big old spot. So I ended up catching some fish, and I'm like, these are some good ones. That first one was an 8-pounder, and I'm like, all right, so we've got something working. I was kind of excited. I'm like, okay, now I have something to go do. We're gonna have 3 days of practice. This is something I can go do and figure out. But I decided, like, you know what? My daughter's soccer game got canceled, I'm like, you know what? I'm already up here. I'm going to go fish for a little bit more and then leave to Lake of the Ozarks because there's no real reason for me to get to the Lake of the Ozarks. There's a tournament going on, and let's go out there for a little bit in the morning time and see what happens. All right. So that was my first day. I actually made the video longer, but there's just so much involved here, right? I don't want to just like have it all in one video. It'll just go on too long. I was only going to practice one day and watch my daughter play soccer, right? There was a bunch of storms, something happened, and they canceled our soccer game. It was supposed to be in Tulsa. So I was going to leave that morning, go to Tulsa. I'm like, well, now I don't have to do that. Like, well, man, I kind of had fun. I kind of figured all that out at the end of the day. Why don't I just start in the morning time and practice for a little bit and then go up to Lake of the Ozarks? And that's what I was like, okay, let's do that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go out there. I never get married to one thing. I never get married to too much in practice. But I was like, man, I went a long time yesterday without a bite. Like, well, after the first couple hours without a bite. And I'm going, let's go see if I can duplicate it a little bit. Okay, because, yeah, I caught one. I caught one or two. One of them was kind of weird. And then I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's out there. I've never actually gone and looked deep on Ray Roberts. Most of the time we're there. We're usually there in the springtime. So I was going, okay, let's go do that. I have to show y'all this. If y'all don't watch all this, you won't understand my mentality going into this tournament and into practice, like the days leading up to the event. So I'm like, okay, let's go do this and figure this out. So I'm going to, tomorrow, we're going to show what happens on the little bit I have of what I want to call like day 2 of pre-practice. I got to show y'all this. I have to. Like, it gets dumber. I'm just saying, it gets dumber. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what this means. Like, what do you do when this happens? You just kind of like look around going, really? Is this how I'm going to have to fish? Because it scares me. I'm not going to lie. It scares me. All right. Stay tuned for tomorrow. See you guys. Okay, guys, we are starting right where we left off, right? I got a little pre-practice in. Listen, I got to show pre-practice. Pre-practice was awesome. So we got Ray Roberts, TTO championship. I was only going to go up there for a day of pre-practice before Lake of the Ozarks, and I said, hey, man, let's go back out there. I got a couple more hours before I have to go all the way to Lake of the Ozarks. Let's go see what happens. Let's see if I can like figure out this little, maybe I figured out a little pattern. Let's go see if I can duplicate it. So this is like the next day, next morning. I went right back out there, and here's what happened. And remember, guys, I am right in the middle of this whole Lake of the Ozarks boat dock thing. I'm working on it for the regular guys, right? For this, but my private channel, we are in the middle of it right now. We're about to, I think the next episode is dropping in a day or so. And then next week is the entire map study. So my private channel, we're really kicking it off right now. It's freaking, I'm stepping it up for the private channel. I'm not gonna lie. I'm throwing a lot of stuff out there. I think if you read the comments, you'll see people are loving that stuff. And remember, guys, most of this stuff, if you see anything, if you're wondering about anything, rods, reels, always look in the description. I got all that stuff linked out, all the Tackle Warehouse. Check that stuff out. All right, let's pick back up. So you're probably wondering, why did you stop at the same place you got bit yesterday? Well, because I didn't get a lot of bites doing it. I had like 2 bites doing that, fished a whole bunch of other stuff that looked good. And I was going, was that just a fluke thing? Like, it's just a fluke thing. But I stopped in the same place and got bit again. Now, I know we're weeks away, but I shook it off. I didn't feel like setting the hook. I don't know why. I was like, man, I don't think there's a lot of fish up here. And maybe no one's even going to fish down this bank. I don't know. But I did shake it off because I'm like, man, it did replenish So maybe that's a good sign, but I just like, what does it matter? It's going to take me like 5 casts. But no popping perch came through again. Got him. So first spot I pulled up to, I was kind of looking around. It's kind of got a little rock, a little drop off. I was like, let's just drag around out here. Didn't take long. Caught me one, about 4 pounds. I was going, okay, that's good. I did that a little bit yesterday. Didn't get any bites. And I was like, man, it is the morning time. So I've got a little, like, is it a morning time thing? Did I just pull up on the right spot? Is it rock? Is it drop off? There's shad going on. There's a lot going on. I don't really know what the deal is, but I am glad to finally just kind of get bit dragging around on this offshore cover. I wasn't live scoping or anything. And I was going, okay, it's a start, but let's go run that pattern. So I'm gonna go look for new stuff. Like I said, I gotta find all new stuff. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to looking deep on this lake. I've never really done it. So I'm gonna go idle around. I'm gonna mark a whole bunch of things first. And then I'm gonna like turn around. I'm gonna try to mark, I don't know, 5 or 10 things, anything that I feel like might hold a fish. I'm gonna eventually turn around and go fish those and see what I can catch. Oh, dang. I mean, big one. I mean, big one. Well, there's a big one. And I'm sorry, but I can't show this bait. It's in there. It's a prototype. I think she's gonna go 10. Gosh, she's only 8.5. 8.6. Yep. Yeah, it's another giant. It's another big one. I think this is a spot. Like, this is kind of an interesting little spot. I mean, it's such a small little spot, and there was one giant sitting there, right there on it. I didn't look anywhere else. I didn't even fish any. Like, I just pulled up and left. So I was going, okay, I don't really know. I really don't know what's going on. I haven't put the pattern together, but I know that, man, if I can just get bit out here, it's a giant every single time. But I know one thing, because I did go look around for a lot of other stuff. I'm not seeing very many out here at all. I don't even need 5 out here. Shoot, I might need 1 or 2 of these and you're going to do good. But so I'm conflicted. But man, it's hard not to go catch giants. And especially when you figure one out, I'm like, okay, that's 2. I mean, I've got some good ones, but I mean, that's 2 giants. Can I go catch a 3rd one? It's another giant. It's another one over 8. Might be bigger than that one. It's bigger than 8. Big one. I gotta get Shane to make me up a couple more. So how big this one goes. An 8-pounder. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm catching 8-pounders like it's crazy. This is pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to stay like this. That's the problem. We're about close to a month away. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I trust all this. It's just some cold fronts are going to come in. It's going to be the end of October. I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't know, maybe we got a trophy or something. The only other time I've been there in the fall in October was a Bass and Bucks or Bud Light championship. I don't remember which one it was. And we won it, me and Brent. It was a 2-day event. We won it, and we caught them all shallow. And it was fairly good in practice. We had the pattern figured out. Like, we were dialed in on the pattern. I'm talking about there were hours within the day the pattern would change. And we knew when it was going to change. And we were ready for it. And so we were fishing new water every day because we knew we could, because we understood what to look for. And it was grass and trees and the way it looked and the water was like it. I mean, we were dialed in. And so That's the kind of tournaments I like. I want to find that stuff. It's harder and harder to find those things, though. It's getting harder to find those patterns on these lakes. I'm not really sure why. A lot of it's because of life scope, I think. Not in a bad way or good way. It just is. And then a lot of these lakes, I think, maybe are older. There are not as much grass in them. The cover's changing in them. Like the cover doesn't look the same. And so if you get lakes with grass or cover that grows sporadically, right, from year to year, it's always going to change the pattern drastically. And so when you go to these other lakes that doesn't have that, so if you're on a lake that doesn't have grass, or stuff that grows, right? Anything that grows in the water that might change the way and where they are, you're probably not used to it. Well, that's all we have down here. We're used to it. So we're used to changing with it, seeing it, trying to figure out the pattern. It's my favorite thing to go do. In all of fishing, my favorite thing is to like look at grass or look at things that like peppergrass, milfoil, hydrilla, it doesn't matter, pads, whatever it is. I want to find that pattern within all that stuff, if at all possible. Here's the only problem, though, sometimes with that, is if you don't have a big enough lake and you don't have enough of that stuff, it can all get found and fished, and the pattern can be found by other people. So you want a bunch of it. You want so much that you're like, man, I looked for 3 days and I couldn't fish at all. I couldn't even come close. But I found other areas that look like it. We're just going to have to fish in the tournament. So I like that part. When we started going over there in practice, for the pre-practice, me and Russell, we fished out of 2 different boats. I forgot my camera on day 1. I went and started right off the bat again, trying to figure that stuff out. Okay, I'll leave it right there. We'll pick up on that tomorrow. We'll get into a little bit of the official practice, right? I didn't get all of the official practice in because I forgot my camera. I can't help it. I forgot my camera one of those days. Like, that's what happens sometimes when you're staying at other people's houses and I walked out the door and I looked around going, forgot it. So, and it was the only day that was probably good enough to be on camera, because the other days I started shaking fish off. That day I didn't shake off everything. I did hook one big one, but not how you would think. Doing something a little bit different, looking for the pattern. But we're going to get into that. So stay tuned for tomorrow, and we'll go over practice, how it was good and bad at the same time. It made us not feel great about the tournament, but it gave us something to go do. All right, stay tuned. So hopefully you've watched the 2 episodes before this, where it's just 8-pounders, just catching big ones. Not catching many, not going to lie. But I'm like, who cares? I'm catching big ones. I'm just figuring this out. It's going to be easy, right? We're just going to catch 8-pounders like crazy. So we go down to fish the Bass Champs Championship on Texoma. It's kind of a hard drive. We're going to get to practice a couple days. So we're like, hey, let's roll up there early. Russell's going to roll up there real early. And we're already going to spend the night. Let's just see if we can get on Ray Roberts one more time. I kind of want to be like, hey, look, come see what we're doing up here. It's pretty awesome. He gets up there. He's like, hey, man, I can't even get a bite. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, you're just not finding it yet. I finally get up there a couple hours later. Yeah, it was horrible. I think I hook one 4-pounder on a spot that I'd already found, because by the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Everything's changing. So then all that hype about catching these 8-pounders and all that stuff, down the drain. And I'm like, all right, that's what I thought. Things were going to change like they always do. It's kind of why I never pre-practice. Although, well, let's just say, does it help? A little bit, but either way. So after that, we finally get down here. I totally forgot my camera on day 1. All I'm going to say is on day 1, he was doing his thing. I already kind of knew one section of the lake. I'm like, I'm going to go look for totally new stuff. I went shallow right off the bat, had a bite or 2. I said, okay, things are changing. It might be getting better. It's getting cooler. It's 3 weeks from the last time I was here. And then all of a sudden it was like, it was tough. It was tough. I was looking for all new water. It wasn't good. I couldn't figure anything out. I'd get a bite here and there. Russell was getting some bites in the grass. Not a lot, but he was kind of figuring out his own little pattern within the grass. I said, cool, keep doing that. I'm going to do something else. I eventually got up there around this one little area I've never fished before. I've driven by it, sort of, but anyways, the water level's different. Catch a 7-pounder. Here it is. Now remember, I didn't have my video camera, so I just was able to take a picture. Right after that, I had another bite and some stuff that looked right. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I think I figured some stuff out. Pretty much, that was, I had a bite here and there out deep, nothing like spectacular. I take that back. I did catch a 5-pounder. Or I didn't mean to catch a 5-pounder. Went in this one creek, looked around in it for a while. It was not that great. I had a bite or two in there. I had one 5-pounder. I'd never set the hook on it. I was trying to shake it off. It stayed on for like 30 seconds and eventually just jumped and came off. Like I could see her open her mouth and it jump. My hook was never out of my worm. So I was going, okay, but that's a long idle and it wasn't that good. So like I said, day one was, I had some decent bites, but they were all over the place. I mean, there was only one time did I ever think that I might have figured something out. Day two rolls around, have my camera, go out there. I said, man, I think I have an idea of how I can get bit, but I need to go find all the grass in the lake that I've never found before, right? I got to go fish all this new area. It sucks too because I have to idle around. I don't know how to drive the area I'm going to, but right off the bat, this is what happens. This is pretty cool. I've been wanting to try this rod. We just hadn't had a chance to yet. This is the Mark Zona Custom Light. His Thunder Cricket rod. It says they made 500 of them. I bet you they had to make more. But this is number 302 of 500. I think that's pretty cool. That should be how mine are done, that they'll be numbered. I don't know. I don't know why I think that's cool. I just kind of do. That I have, I got my serial number on my rod. I think it's pretty cool that I can be like, hey, Zona, I got your 302nd rod out of 500. So I'm one of very few people in the country that has this rod. How about that? And I bet you I might have some trailers. Let's see. That might work. I need it to be about. All right. Don't know if this is gonna. Let's see this thing. Oh, that looks good. Y'all gotta see this. I gotta be real quiet. Look at this. So there's two sets of bucks. They're both fighting. So that set was fighting with that set. That set was fighting, and then those were fighting. God dang, now they see me. That one's a good one right there. See if here they go again. They're worried about me. Look, that one's gonna chase that one off. Oh, there goes those again. They're fighting. Watch this. Look, that big one's after that other one. I was like, man, why are they freaking like busting around in the water? But see, those are still kind of going at, those are little ones. That big one's leaving. Dang, it might have that on camera, I don't know. big one, he's rolling out. I don't think that's because he's a loser. I think I don't know how I did all that stuff and they didn't worry about me, and then the minute I get the camera out, they freaking worry about me. I got hung up on that tree and they heard me. So yeah, I know it's hard because the camera doesn't show it that great, but there was 4 deer, 2 bucks fighting. They were like 4-pointers or something, and then a 6 and an 8. And they were both in the water fighting each other. 2 pairs of deers fighting each other. So anyways, so after that happens, I look around that pocket, the next 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 pocket, the next. I just idling around stumps and trees and looking, and I'm like, there's no grass. I don't see any of that stuff. So I go back to where I ended day 1 and said, let's just go on that side of the lake. There was some pepper grass over there, fished some of it. The only little light I saw was one pocket had some bites. So I got bit there. Then my buddy Kyle Patrick calls me up. I get a bite on the phone with him.
She's trying to show all those people up there, you know, that invested in these so-called pros, you know, that fish BPT, that, you know, or whatever. And then it's like, oh, wow, that's a big one. And she's trying to show them, they're like, look, man, y'all pay these guys all this money, and he has a code on YouTube.
Ended up getting one more bite on a swim jig, rolled on out of there. I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to go look at some new stuff. So after I left there, I said, okay, I do know where some grass is. I spent after doing all that stuff in this one pocket, I said, I wasn't going to go in here till day 3, but I'm going to go in this other creek. It's really good. I'm going to put my head down. I went in it. I don't know what this means. This is one of the fairly popular creeks. I was like one boat in there. I could see almost everything. I was like, what's the deal in here? I pull up, almost first cast. I get bit on a top water. Find this tree, flip on a tree, catch one. I was like, oh, okay. Only 2 bites I had in there the entire time. Never had another bite. I mean, I eventually come out of there and I'm going, this is going to be rough. Like, it's not looking good. There wasn't a lot of grass in there. There was some grass in there, but not the grass I wanted to fish. I tried fishing more water in there that I'd never really looked at before. It's not looking good. We're realizing it's going to be a piece together tournament. We're going to have to piece a lot of things together and hope it goes well. We can do that sometimes, but we don't feel very confident in that. But that is what's going on day 2. At the end of the day, I did have a bite or 2. So I do think deep. They weren't big bites or nothing like that. But there was some offshore stuff. It's very, 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 very isolated little things. I was going, well, maybe I can run this tomorrow and find a couple of these things and they'll pay off. I don't know what else to go do. I'm not figuring out the pattern that I think is good enough to win. I've got a pattern that I might be able to catch some fish on. You're going to have to do it all day long, but I still don't think it's the way to win. We're out here to try to go win this thing. And I was like, this other way might be able to catch some big fish. We're just going to have to see. So that's day 2. Got on and off the water. Talked with Russell and my buddy Sean for a little bit. And then, time to go get ready for day 3. Stay tuned. All right. We're already on day 3. So this has been day 1. You didn't get anything. I actually caught a fish on day 1. Yesterday, what I do, catch I hooked one. I shook off the other. It was not good. I basically had 3 bites in one. Well, I caught one other one. No, I shook off one. Finally shook off one. Then shook off 3 in like one semi-pocket type deal. And then I had one other one, maybe 2. Man, look, it's not been good. The first day, if we would have combined our weight of me and Russell, we would have had a big bag. We would have combined them all day long, though. Like, we would have had to fish all day. So it's been rough. Hadn't been a lot. The most exciting thing yesterday was 4 deer fighting. Other than that, this is what we get. So I got a plan today. It's a plan. We're gonna start out doing it. We're gonna see how long I can do it. Hopefully I do it for the rest of the day and figure out just some ways to catch a fish or two. All right, let's roll. Yeah, I have a plan. Very subjective. I don't know how long I can do this. I have a small plan. The reason we talk about this plan is when we both woke up this morning, me and Russell were like, what are we going to do today? I had an idea of what I was going to go do because I had one bite yesterday at the end of the day off this little bitty thing. And I was like, man, maybe I can catch some fish out here deeper. I think I know what I'm looking for. I don't really know. Cranked this spot, did a whole bunch of stuff, nothing. Got bit up there shallow. As you can see, I knew I had the fish on. I was going to shake it off. You can see my rod kind of, but I was like, man, I don't think it's big. It was a keeper. Do keepers matter at this point? Yes, only because normally a 14-incher doesn't bother, it doesn't like wow us. The thing is we are getting some big bites, but we just know we're not getting very many of them. So when we get a couple good bites, we're going to need something to fill that in. So we are worried a little bit about a limit. I'm worried a lot about a limit, but So I catch this fish and I'm like, okay, once again, here's our other problem. We I personally don't think I can catch more than one fish off of a spot. It just doesn't seem like I can. I really haven't done it yet. I'm not trying to, but it sure does feel like one fish is all I can ever get off of a spot. I will say that. I reeled kind of slow at the beginning just to hit him, and I'm like, man, I wasn't reeling slow the other day when I caught that big one. So I just kind of reeled it, 2 foot underneath the water and freaking I tried to shake it off. It hit it so good. Oh, do I have one? Hold on. I got one on right now. I got another one on. That was on a worm. 9 foot of water. 9 foot of water. Like I was right by the boat. I was like trying to pick it up. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of. So, dude, I think there's something to these like.
Well, there's all those ones, like where you caught the 7-pounder, there's 3 or 4 of them in there. There's 1 or 2 of them in Wolf.
Yeah, I fished those. I fished the ones in Wolf. They're all on this other bank. All right, so I get another bite there. There's 2 bites off the same spot. That might be the first time since I've been here that I've gotten two bites off the same. It's not off the same area. Not the exact same cast, but close enough. I'll take it.
I don't think the other bite I had was big. But once again, I still didn't fish it that much. So now I'm like, okay, let's kind of mess around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these areas and I'm going to start out deep and I'm going to go shallow and deep, shallow, deep, shallow. I'm going to try to figure out what zone they're in. They might be all the zones. I don't know. I still haven't figured that out yet. I was looking in pre-practice really, really deep because I looked really, really shallow. And I just kept on doing that until eventually I made my way out there to really, really deep stuff. And by the time I finally got my first bite, it was fairly deep. And then my second bite was in like 30 something. So I was going, oh, maybe I've just been looking way too shallow. So once I started doing that, I started getting bites. That's not the case now. It's not the case. Especially after we went the next day, me and Russell, and didn't hardly catch anything. Not the next day, but like a week or two later, nothing. So now, I just think I can catch fish in 2 foot of water and 30 foot of water. I just don't know which is the best. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, so I had another bite on a minnow live scoping. It looked like a good one, and then I saw something else about a minute or two later that looked like there was 1 or 2 more within like 30 yards of it. So I was going, okay, maybe. But either way, that's what I've got going on. But once again, I'm going to go back up shallow. So I went back up shallow and had another bite. It wasn't a big one, but it was a bite. I mean, it wasn't even a keeper. But I was going, okay, maybe I can still kind of run this pattern for a while and see what goes on. Problem is there's not a lot of it, but I'm still going to go out deep. I'm still going to go try deep for a little bit. So I tried deep for a while. All right, I tried a lot of things, looking around, didn't catch much. I get to this one spot and I find a little bitty, if you want to call it a pile, I don't know what it is. It's not very big. But I was like, I did throw over there. And this is what was funny. I threw over there and my worm landed and the wind's kind of pushing me. And I look down and, I'm not tight on my bait. And I look down, I'm like, ooh, there's a big one on live scope. Now it's like 10 feet away from the pile. I'm like, but I see that all the time. I see like there's catfish and all kinds of things. I hadn't really got a chance to really look at it. And a lot of times I can't tell a catfish from a bass, from a drum, a big carp, any of that stuff. It's hard to tell when they're on the bottom for sure. And I see it a lot. But anyways, I look over there. I'm like, I wonder what that thing's doing there. And by the time I reel up, because the boat and the wind had drifted, I'm like, oh, that thing's got my worm. And so I was like, okay, well, it's a big one. I know that. I'll look around the pile. That's the only fish I kind of saw. I might have seen another one, but I'm like, okay, I'll take it. At this point in time, I'll take anything where I can get a bite. So I'm like, okay, marked it, moved on. So I basically just went doing that for the rest of the day, looking at stuff. There are lots of things on Ray Roberts to look at. I looked at mainly deep ones weeks ago. Now I'm looking at all the stuff in between. I see some stuff. I find rock, I find ponds, I find dams, I find little piles, I find stuff. I get bit in them, but I'm not getting. So that bite I had, regardless of whether it was I saw it on live scope or not, I don't know. I can just tell. We can just tell sometimes that they're big ones, just by the way they bite, by the way they hold on to it, stuff like that. I will say Ray Roberts fish. We had a lot of fish bite that we did not think. Russell didn't have a hook on his, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I had this one and biting like a perch." And he said it finally just held onto his worm, didn't have a hook. It finally jumped. It was a 4-pounder. He's like, "Dude, I would have thought it was a 12-incher." I had a couple little bites like that they didn't hold on very long. I didn't think they were very big. Who knows? But I didn't feel that confident about it. I felt confident about that one. The rest of them, no. I found some other grass that looks right. It's not a lot of it, but I did find some. So I fished it. I had one bite on one of it. I could not have caught it. Russell had some bites. He did find one little spot that he said there were fish everywhere on it. He said, "Dude, I don't know if they're all bass, but I did have a 3-pounder." I think he found one. Oh, he found one other spot that's where that 4-pounder jumped with his worm. So he had a little bit. The grass deal, he's like, "Dude, I don't know if there's any more grass. We don't have a lot of it." He knows where he wants to start. He's like, "Man, this is where I want to start. We'll go check in." So I went and checked in. We had one of the last boat numbers, and it did change where we were going to start, because he was like, "Man, if we run over there and there's someone there, then we're going to have to run back to this other place. I got 2 spots." He's like, "I got 2 spots we can start on. One's better than the other." He goes, "I don't think anyone will fish this one." He said, "I don't know about the other spot. I'm just going to leave it at that." But that's what I got. So we all get done. Like I said, I had to remind Russell, like, "Hey, kind of a weird start in time. We have to be off the water by 3:30. So we got off the water by 3:30. Well, that is it for practice. A decent day today. Had some bites. Don't know if I had any big ones. I think probably had 1 or 2 big ones. I think just by the way I could tell on live scope, by the way it hit. Found some stuff. I had one good one. I had 2 good ones. Take that back. One was in a pile, and I threw in there and I was looking around like, "Man, look at that big fish way off to the side of that pile." And then I reeled up and I was like, "Oh, that's the one that has my bait." So yeah, and then I did get bit where I caught my 8-pounder the other day. So when I shook it off, there was like 2 more with it. So not a bad little day. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Probably the last one in, because we got to be in 3.5 minutes. I don't see anyone else coming. Ended up getting over here, redoing all of our stuff. Me, Russell, my buddy Sean that we were staying with, and we all pull up next to each other, get all of our stuff done. I know what I threw it on, though. I knew what size they were. There were about 15 of them. They ate that tumbleweed. Caught 2 fish on that thing. Both of them together haven't equaled a keeper yet.
Scoping?
Yeah.
You won't catch me doing that. I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
I did have one today that was decent doing it.
I had one today, Sean. I threw it out there. And I was working it. I was like, "Dang, man, look at that big one." And I reeled up and I'm like, "Oh, hell, that's the one that's got mine." It was swimming off down it was just swimming out, and I'm like, "Oh," and I was like, slack. I didn't know, and I'm like, "Dang, what's that one doing out there?" And I picked up on it. I'm like, "Oh, she's got my bait."
I had one like that today too, when I threw it over there, and I was like, "Golly, look at that one!" And I'm like reeling up my slack, and I'm like, "Oh, I bet it's got it." And I pick up on my rod, and it's got it.
I was telling Sean about the story about that one and all this other stuff. But that was basically our practice. Now it's time to get all of our stuff done, get ready, for tomorrow. And man, I love day one. Like, I love 2-day events. Day one lets us know what we have, right? It lets us know, because when we practice, rarely do we ever find something. It feels like we rarely find this stuff that's like amazing, especially when we're coming to these lakes that we're not used to coming to. Like, we come to Ray Roberts, but we've never been in there in the fall. In the springtime, we know a lot more of what we got because we've been here before, we've done it. We don't know what we have, if anything. I mean, it feels like we just got a bunch of random stuff and we're going to put it all together to make one day and then see what's the best. But I'll be honest with you, we don't know what we think. But that's what we got, so we're going to go with it. Stay tuned. All right, it's finally day one of the TTO championship. We're excited to go. We've been waiting way too long for this. 3 long days of practice. We got some bites, wasn't bad, but we are excited to see what we actually found. That's always our biggest thing, what we actually found, because we really never know. We're not those guys that like pressure fish very hard and lean on them. We kind of get an idea and then hope to figure it out in the tournament. That's usually the way we fish tournaments. And every once in a while we find something that's like we know when we show up it's gonna be the deal, but rarely the case. So here we are. We're out there. This is our first spot. We're gonna go fish the grass and see what happens.
I think you're gonna like my grass. Well, maybe we haven't got to the big part yet.
So Russell's really been fishing the grass way more than me. So he's kind of already got dialed in on what he's going to throw. I've got like 3 baits tied on, or 4. I'm not really sure. I got a top water, I got a swim jig, I got a swim bait, I've got hybrid hunter. Now I'm just going to kind of like mess around with certain things, kind of get the feel of it. That's the only way I know how. Like whatever feels right. I'm throwing a swim jig at first, and I have not thrown a hybrid hunter since I've been here, but I'm going to pick one up. Because I got one tied on, like I was like, never know. It doesn't feel like they should buy a hybrid hunter. I don't know why that is, but I'm like, I'm at least going to give it a shot.
God dang it, my bad, dude. I knew he was barely hooked. My bad. I thought I had him after all that. God, he fought hard. A 3-pounder maybe. Dude, he barely just was on there. My bad. When he came up right there, I'm like, dude, he has one hook in him, back hook. And that's how he hit. Dang it. I thought after all that, I tried to actually take some of them a little bit, and like, makes me feel better though that, you know. I thought after he made all those runs, I'm like, okay, we're cool. Like I touched this little piece of grass and it was like, just all of a sudden got a little head, like no hit, no nothing.
Right.
I don't even know if he was 3.
Pretty good one.
That's all.
I did too. He was at least 3 pounder.
You think so? He just, I would say he almost got to 3 only because of his fighting. Because at first I just thought he was like a 2.5. There you go. That's a pretty good sign though, huh? I'm just talking about like every other spot. The fact that like, dude, I hope you got some. Yeah. Okay. I didn't bring any. He hit hard.
Got one died on. Oh no, it don't.
So yeah, that's not exactly how you want to start off the tournament. When I was fighting it, I looked up and it had one hook. I could see one hook, the back hook in its mouth, and I was going, oh crap. And you heard me say, like, hey, I only got one hook in it. And it didn't, I'll be honest with you, it didn't like make a run. It didn't do anything. When it came off, I'd kind of gotten through the run of it and the hard pull and everything that kind of like would make me think that it was going to come off. And then it was just kind of going off. It was going to make a round, right? It was just going to make a half circle right into the net. It just came off. And I was going, great. It did not bite hard. That was interesting. It was just on there. It's not usually like how I like them to bite, but it is what it is. It was 3.5 pounder. Maybe just a 3. I don't know. It looked okay out there. It definitely fought harder than a 3 pounder. Russell thought it was a little bit bigger. Maybe I was saying it was smaller, so I didn't feel that. I don't know. But yeah, that's not how you wanted to start off.
They really have grown what I consider a decent drag.
Big one, dude. I don't know what's going on with the grass. I don't know where he's at. Crap. Just go. Don't worry about that. Where's all them rods? Oh, that's right. My bad. That's why he was like, that's why he took off on me. Because like when I hit him, he goes, oh. I saw that. That was a cluster.
Yeah. I freaking had a long ass bomb cast out there. I was trying to get it out of your way.
I got him, man.
Little fat guy.
That's what I thought the first one looked like.
Yeah, he wasn't much bigger than that. I thought he was a little longer. Oh, they're kicking that chatterbait.
Dude. Tell you that one, like, I got to the top of it, it just goes way on up there, too. I'm just glad I had a weird, I'm like, I gotta make the swim jig. I'm like, there's so much.
Wrapped around a couple of times.
Did I hit that? Like, this is the sweet spot.
Up to in front of us a little way.
Yeah, like I was just like this and just got to the top of the grass and just tink. When I freaking bowed him up, dude, he freaking jetted.
I saw that. I thought it was gonna be like a 6 pounder.
I did too. Well, I thought it might be bigger, but then it like, I was like, man, maybe I got a whole bunch of grass on it. I was like, hell, do I even have it on? Because it didn't make any more sense. So, listen. Okay, so you see that stick up there on the bank? It's got no, no, what?
All right, this one bit totally different. This one absolutely knocked the heck out of it. It fought hard. When I bowed it up, it shot off about 30 feet to the right, like just screamed out of there. That's why I thought it was a big one. Usually a lot of times big ones do that. They leave shallow water like that and just scream off. When I got it in, I had one hook on the top of its head. That's not probably where I hooked it, in the sense that it's probably where I hooked it. A lot of times what will happen is you'll get the front hook in their mouth, and then the back hook will go over and hit them in the top of the head like that. And I could see a little spot in the front of its mouth where the front hook was there. And then as you fight them, you know, that'll come off. And luckily the back hook still got him. Nothing you can do about that. I got him in. That's why I thought it was a big one. So if nothing else, I'm like, hey, at least I figured out something that they'll bite. But man, we've kind of fished this area really, really hard. He was expecting more bites here, and he's having a hard time getting bit on a chatterbait. So there's a bit of a concern, but not too bad. We wanted to get at least 2 to 3 fish out of here. We should have had 2. We got 1. He does finally catch a fish on a chatterbait. It's a keeper. It's nothing big, but it is a keeper. I ended up catching another small one on the hybrid hunter. He caught another small one on the chatterbait. We've got 2, should have 3. We know we're not going to get a lot of bites, so that one did hurt. The size of it's not that big of a deal, but we were a little concerned about the number of bites we're going to get. We fished this probably a little bit longer than we thought we were going to, just because we just wanted to make sure. And now we're off to go fish more grass. We're going to go see if we're going to be able to get on this other spot that he really wanted to fish. He wanted to start on, but he was worried about other people starting on it. And we didn't want to have to drive all the way over there and then back over here. So here we go. We fished a little bit of it. There were some people in the way. And he's like, hey, man, let's get out of here. We'll come back when they're not here. So that's what we did.
Hey, let's fire up and go behind those guys.
They're a long way from where I.
So we went to his other spot. He had a bite here, maybe 2, I think. Looked really good. We fished it hard. I think we might have had a bite there. I'm not sure. Anyways, I was like, man, I'm gonna tie on this swim bait and see if I can get a bite on it. It's a swim bait that I really, I wouldn't say fast, but on top of the water to a degree. Like it's not under the water. It's a fast moving swim bait. Got 2 treble hooks on it. I'm not even paying attention half the time when I'm throwing it, you know, because they just load up on it. Anyways, I load up.
I don't know what I have. I guess that's a bass. Dude, I have no idea what I have. Turtle. Do I have a turtle? How in the world? Hey, stop it.
Fire behind. You want real fire?
Yeah, just grab it, whatever. It's not that. I got it. Oh. Now what? That's your fault, dude. I had you unhooked. Stop. Now that's a first. I was like, I got one. And then it was like, why is it acting? I'm like, well, I can't have grass on it. I was like, I looked out there, I'm like, see a swirl. I mean, you know, I wouldn't watch it. I just felt something. Did he just happen to come out there at the perfect time?
I caught this turtle in its mouth out there in the middle of, I mean, it wasn't like it was on top of the water. I wasn't even looking at it. That's a first for me. I really did. I was like, when I was reeling in, I'm like, what do I have on here? Like, I thought at first it was a bass for sure. Nothing else has ever really eaten that thing but a bass. Yeah, turtle. Yeah, great. So we left there, hit one or two other spots in the grass, nothing. And I said, okay, let's just roll over here to this point. I got bit over here, and yeah, we'll see. I got bit and saw another one. I might even got another bite there, I'm not sure, but we're gonna fish this real quick before we go hit some of our really deep stuff.
All jacked up. Wrong spot. Dang, my drag. I don't like that. Dude, I was like, man, I got away from it. I couldn't see anything. And all of a sudden, it freaking smoked it. And I was like, man, that's heavy. I'm just going to set the hook.
But I don't know how good it is. And then all of a sudden, you'll get close to it. And it looks pretty, that's why I was like, well, it looks, like you can kind of see something. Like, I can see whatever that is. I can see, like, far away. That might be,
I had a bite right just a second ago, too.
yeah. I figured you get bit out here. I mean, every time I kind of did this, I got bit.
So I ended up live scoping one. I think it was off the same little spot I shook one off in practice. So that was good. And then he catches what I call not a random one, but like one right there too. So now we've got four. The one spot I had, that one was a spot. It was a big spot. And so we've got four. We're like, hey, we're fine now. I know none of them are just giant, but like we're going to go catch some big ones later. We just wanted to make sure we had four at this point. So we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. And now we can kind of settle down because what we're about to go do is not going to get us very many bites, but they have the potential to be big ones. We go to this one little section just because it's right there. We're like, hey, let's look real quick here. I'm going to see if I can get a bite. I don't think it's that good of a spot, but let's just look at it real quick. We check another little spot. What we're doing a little bit is we have waypoints or little spots we're going to hit throughout the day, and we don't really know how this place fishes. There's a lot of locals here on this lake, and I say locals. They might not live on the lake, but they fish the lake a lot. So we don't really know which spots are going to get hit of ours. We don't know if they're like popular spots, not popular. We don't know what we've really found. So we're just like, hey, we're going to stop on as many of them as we can if no one's on them right now. So far, no one's been on really anything we wanted to fish except that one spot in the grass. So we're just kind of, marking these off, checking them off the checklist. And we've got a couple spots that are way higher up on our list. We've hit a couple ones that we're not worried about. This one right here, this is where I caught an 8-pounder in pre-practice and a 4-pounder on a 10XD in pre-practice. So we're gonna go right out there, check it out. I did shake one off in the practice, in the 3-day practice. I went here one time. I think there was 2 of them down there, and I got one to bite. It looked like a big one, a good one. And so, yeah, we're gonna stop here real quick.
I'm gonna throw my big drink Don't
Or
you
your
think?
worm.
You don't think you even throw my
One of the
worm?
two.
You even throw my worm first?
Probably. I don't know if I'm gonna crank it. I don't think cranking's like the. I think cranking's the deal. It's not it, but it's not. Not it. Okay. Nope, not big. There's more than this. There's more of them, though. There's enough of them down there, dude. You know, that was not the one. I mean, it just got heavy. I mean, we might crank now, you know, that got one. I'm telling you, that's not the spot. This is the spot.
Whatever that was, freaking had some on it.
Yeah, maybe it's the same. I don't know. That's the spot right there. That might be it.
That's the same thing
Okay, I know. Get closer.
So if you hear me say, hey, it's not a big one, it was like our second biggest fish, or maybe even our biggest fish at the time. But remember, I'm thinking 8-pounders. So I'm like, hey, don't stress out. It's not this like 8-pounder. But it was number 5. It was our second biggest one, or our biggest one so far. So we're going, okay, there were 2 more with it. And I was so excited to get back down there and start fishing for them. And I'll be honest, never saw them again. Never saw those fish, never saw anything else. But shoot, we got 5. Still early on in the day to a degree. It's probably 10 or 11. So we get to fish till 4. So we're doing pretty good right now. Caught that on a minnow. So what do we call it? 2 on a minnow, chatterbait, hybrid hunter, worm. This is what we thought the day was going to feel like. Just a hodgepodge of baits, fishing in 4 foot of water, 10 foot of water, 13 foot of water, 24 foot of water. I mean, we're all over the place. But that's how our practice was. So we leave there, we pull up here. This is a little bitty pile, something down there. And in practice, if y'all remember, I threw my worm out there. It kind of got close. The wind was everywhere. And when I was like, oh, you know, I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, like, I see this big fish swimming away from the pile. And I'm like, oh, what's that thing doing? And I reeled down, and it had my bait. And I was like, oh, man, you know, that's a big one. So we're going to pull up there and mess around. So we get up to it. I kind of look in the pile. I don't really see anything. Maybe something off to the side. Throw my worm out there, and it goes down.
I don't want this to be this wouldn't have been, yeah.
I got it just as really tough. I just been kind of hesitant to want to pull it out. I'll pull it out and I'll put this up. I may want it later. What happened? You got one?
I don't know. Freaking, that's what I was worried about. I might have thrown right on it.
I see this big fish come over, and I'm like, hey, man, she's right on my worm. So I'm sitting there shaking it.
Just 360 deal on me, and
You must hit the button.
well, probably I hit your button way bad. I think it's because it's the recess part of it. There she is. There's a big one. Went right to it.
So I keep shaking it, whatever. And about 5 to 10 seconds later, I was like, hey, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah. I think she ate it. Yeah, it's going back down there.
Oh my God, it's like, it's right there. It's about to bite, I think. I don't know.
Down there. Catch her on that freaking.
We'll find out tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back from day one, still on day one. We're on that pile. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you better go watch the first episode. We're on this pile. This fish has already looked at it, swam away, came back. I hadn't hardly even moved it, just shaking it down there. These fish never bite. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. They never bite. They just look at it every single time.
Yeah, I think she ate it. Yeah, it's going back down there. Catch her on that freaking. Big one, dude. Big one. I knew it was big yesterday. What happened?
My rod went in.
Whose rod?
Mine.
You see it?
No. Something.
What was it?
Big worm.
Oh, damn. Did you hit it in with the net?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sucks too because I want to lose the thing. Don't throw that in there.
I'm not even trying to catch this rod.
Like, I think there's another one in there.
Where's she at? That little one.
It's in there with the bigger ones.
It's this dude, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. That sucks, man. God, it sounds like a rock, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. That's my old Kara freaking flipping stick.
I never felt her, dude. It just got heavy, and I was like, oh, crap, that's her. And I stuck her. I thought she was bigger than that.
Right?
I mean, it's the biggest one.
Well, not this time. It bit. It was a big one. So it was a 5-pounder. I'm like, all right, now we're going somewhere. Now we're starting to get where we want to get. This is what we wanted to happen. We've got a couple more places to hit. We're fish here for a little bit more. Let's go.
That's still there. I mean, I got some stuff right there. Let's go do it. We want to stop in that grass. We can stop in that grass.
Yeah.
How about do that? Let's do that. Let's go fish that stuff. I mean, we got rid of that. I mean, we gotta.
So we got this other spot we want to go hit. Someone's really close by. And Russell's like, I don't think anyone found this spot. And I was like, well, we don't have to go to it yet. So we don't want to show him. Remember this 2-day event. Now he was like, man, I think there's a lot of fish here and I don't want anyone to see it. I'm like, all right, well, let's just go later. So we're going to go to, we have a couple other places we're going to go hit real quick. And who knows, we might even go back to the grass. So we go to the grass one more time just to check it out because no one's over there. We don't get any bites. He's like, man, I got this one pile, but I kind of want to save it. And he's like, you know what? Let's just go over there. So we go over there. He's like, I did have a 4-pounder bite here in practice. He's like, man, I threw out there. Seemed like there was a lot of small ones around, but one did bite it. Didn't have a hook on it. It jumped up. It was a 4-pounder. Never had a hook in the bait. And I was like, all right, let's go. We go there. We both get bit there. Those like dong, 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 dong bites, you know. Just like the bite I had over there at the other pile, a little. So we go over there. We both missed the 2 bites we have. I'm just going to say this. They bit like small ones. However, I'm not saying they were. It's like, man, I got this one pile, but I kind of want to save it. And he's like, you know what? Let's just go over there. So we go over there. He's like, I did have a 4-pounder bite here in practice. He's like, man, I threw out there. Seemed like there was a lot of small ones around, but one did bite it, didn't have a hook on it. It jumped up. It was a 4-pounder. Never had a hook in the bait. And I was like, all right, let's go. We go there. We both get bit there. Those like dong 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 bites, you know. So we go over there. We both missed the 2 bites we have. I'm just gonna say this: they bit like small ones. However, I'm not saying they were. All right, same deal. Finally get over there to the spot. We throw over there. He's thrown there a couple times. He's had like a bite. Here it goes. I get a bite. Ta-ding, 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 nothing. I'm like, it doesn't feel big. Throw back out there. Same thing. Ta-ding, ding, ding, ding. And man, I was like, I'm just gonna let her swim with it a little bit. It's swimming off. Ding, da-ding, ding, ding. Feels like a perch.
He was like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, well, that's a little one. I believe you. Just saying.
You're gonna have to figure all that out.
No, I thought he was like little. He was like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, here we go again.
So it was another 5-pounder. And I was like, all right, now we got stuff going. So we got 2 5s. Other good ones, like, we're in it. We're fine. We got to figure out how to catch. If we catch one more big one, we're really good. But we're gonna kind of keep on doing. We're running out of places. We've hit quite a few places. We're kind of hitting places we didn't expect to hit on day one. But it is what it is, right? We can't win it on day one, but you can lose it on day one. We always say that. So I'm gonna pick up a drop shot. I don't know why. I'm gonna pick one up just to see. This is kind of practicing for tomorrow. I want to see how many fish are here because we're getting those smaller bites, and see if I can catch one. But we don't want to sit here and catch fish that aren't big and waste them for tomorrow. But I'm gonna at least check it out one.
Yes? That's a keep. I'm not gonna throw this in there and again. I just feel we're gonna need some of those. I feel it's gonna be extremely hard tomorrow. We're gonna have to catch 3 shallow. I think I can probably throw this around some of the piles and get the keeper if we have. I know. And I think we might hit that at the end of the day too. You know? Today, 4-pounder's a 4-pounder. You know?
I catch a fish, first cast, drop shot. I'm like, hey, we're gonna need these tomorrow. Or we might need them tomorrow. We might need one. Who knows? So we're like, all right, let's go. I said, hey, why don't we go over there to where I caught that 7-pounder in practice? When I pulled up to this place, it was blowing. I couldn't really tell what was going on, but within a couple casts, I catch the 7-pounder and I left. There's some things there that we want to fish. I'm just telling you, I side imaged it. I did some things. And I'm like, hey man, I think we can catch fish, but I have no idea how to fish it, if that makes sense. I have an idea what that 7-pounder was on, but there was rocks, there were trees, there was a little bit of grass. I don't really know what it was relating to. Might have been related to all 3 of them. I'm not sure. Might have just been wind related. But let's go over there and see what we can do. So we fish all through it. We had one bite on the top water. I think Russell did. I never had a bite. I said, hey, I had some bites over here on a frog. Let's go check that place out. The water's come up. I didn't even let y'all know this. The water's up 8 inches from last night. We had big storms come through, giant wave of storms, tornadoes, all kinds of stuff. And so the lake's up 8 inches. I don't really like it when the water comes up. But not a lot of times I don't like it. It sometimes messes up what you're fishing shallow. And especially this time of year, I don't mind if it comes up and then you get there like a week later. But I don't like it coming up overnight. I don't think it helps anything. I don't think it helps the shallow bite at all. I don't care what anyone says. And so it might in a couple days, but not right off the bat. So we're going to go try that and see if we can get some bites on a frog. Don't get any bites on a frog. I was like, hey, it just doesn't feel right. I think I had one bite on a swim jig. Didn't get it. So I'm like, all right, let's go back to doing what we were doing. We pull up to a spot. I had a 4-pounder in pre-practice, I believe, here. And I said, hey man, let's fish it. There's a spot within a spot. People have been fishing around here all week, all day. And I was like, but I think I have a cast. There's a cast over here that I don't think people are making. I could be wrong. I said, let's go over there. Fished around there. Sure enough, that cast, the cast that I know, like there's a line up to it. And I was like, man, just throw right there. Russell's throwing right there. Catches another big one.
Well, especially like that stuff I showed you down on the other end, like, you know, all that rock and that. I caught that 8-pounder somewhere around there. Like up in Kentucky. Just saying, like, maybe we need to like.
God dang it!
You need to set the hook again. Is he a big one?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking good?
I think so. Ready.
You come off? Oh, your worm came off. Hey, how about that, dude?
Yep.
Good call on that, huh?
No shit.
I told you we can catch one here. That's a good call. I'm gonna keep casting just cause.
Okay.
Hey, where'd you throw? Line me up. Look, right there.
Yeah. White is definitely the littlest, right?
Yeah. This fat dude, man. See, I just don't know if anyone's throwing over there, man.
Dang, white's pretty good size.
Oh, he calls it easy. This thing there, a pound cold.
He caught that at the end of the day. So I was like, heck yeah, man, that was a bonus fish. That was our third biggest fish. It was like almost a 4-pounder. It might have been a 4-pounder. So we got 2 5s, a 4. We got 2 almost 5s, 1 almost 4, a 4-pounder, and 2 other good ones. We should have a decent bag. We should be on up there. Let's go weigh him in and see what we got.
There by.
I'll get down first.
All right, so we had a little over 18 something, 1863 or something like that. So over 18, almost 19, something like that. We're in third place. First place is 21. Our buddies, Russell Lee, Landon Ware, they're in second. As usual, we're always fighting them. Our other buddies, the Burns brothers, they're in fourth. They're always tough. I remember in the championship that I talked about winning here years ago with my buddy Brent, day one, the Burns brothers were leading it. So yeah, we're used to them catching them. We got our work cut out for us. We got a lot of hammers in the top. So we're gonna go out there and I don't know. We're kind of excited to go tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but we're kind of excited to go. All right, stay tuned.
That other dude too, you know.
Yeah.
He's
But
a,
I mean, I
he's
don't
a
know what else.
scoper.
Not a, huh?
He's a scoper.
Yeah. And them other scopers did good.
Those young dudes.
Yeah.
I saw the ones that won the champs here. They had almost 16.
Burns and them.
Yep.
They're behind us.
Yep. I really thought we were gonna have 19.
I did too. Until we started pulling them out.
Yeah.
Well, because our big ones, I said, were right at 5.
Yeah.
If they were, I said, I don't think they were. I think they're 4.8s, 4.9s.
Yeah.
We need to get in before that.
Yeah. Are you fishing the Texas Pink Trail next year? We're thinking about it. That championship looks good on Palestine.
Oh yeah, you know we didn't fish it this year,
Yeah.
but it conflicted. But they raised the price, like the payout, and it should be better. The schedule looks better. It just like we had so much conflicts last year with it.
Yeah.
But
Hey, good luck tomorrow.
all right, thank you. All right, well we I don't know, 18. We had 18 something. We're sitting in first up on a spot that I caught like a 4-pounder like a couple weeks ago. I'm sure people have been hitting it. I don't know, but almost the exact same cast. I was like, Russell, it's like right out there. Russell freaking 4-pounder that calls another at least a pound. I lost the first fish of the day on a hybrid hunter, maybe a 3-pounder. It might have helped a quarter of a pound, maybe at the most at the end of the day. But other than that, we fished pretty clean. I ended up catching one right after that, and then we just kind of went. I mean, we caught 7 or 8 keepers. I mean, we knew it was tough. We had what 2 to 3 inches of rain last night. Looks like we're about to get some more rain. That kind of messed up some bites, but we kind of have a better idea of what we're going to go do tomorrow. I'm not saying we wasted time. Luckily, we had a late weigh-in. We'll have an early one tomorrow, but overall, not bad. We kind of excited. So we'll load up real quick, get off the water, and go redo our stuff for tomorrow. All right, see y'all. All right, guys, day 2. Starting off, walk outside. It's a little foggy where we're at. We're like, that's not good. We know that's not going to blow too much today. Call up the tournament director and say, hey, we got to drive across the lake to get over there. Are we going to be okay? He's like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. Clear as can be. I said, okay, good. It's just foggy where we're at. We're only 10 minutes away. No big deal. We drive down to the lake, start putting the boat in. It's starting to get a little foggy. Within 5 minutes of seeing across the lake, it's completely fog. I'm like, oh, great. So we realized we're not going to start off right off the bat. We're like, hey, let's just idle over there. It'll take us about 5 or 10 minutes to idle. We'll get over there and see what happens. We get over there and we wait. And we wait and we wait and we wait. We didn't get out of there till 10:45. We hung out over there with the Sean and the Burnses and Landon Ware and whatever. And I had a good old time telling old stories, but we waited till 10:45. We got an extra hour, so we had to weigh in at 3:15. Now we got to weigh in at 4:15. Doesn't give us much time. We were going to start off in the grass. We were pretty excited. Like, we're going to get some bites in the grass. We're going to have to fish the grass harder today. We have some ideas what we're going to do in the grass today. We're going to have plenty of time to do all this stuff. But man, now everything's changed. Now it's like, man, we have 4 hours to get the job done. Maybe 5, about 4.5. And I'm like, great, man, this is not, we needed this time. We just did. And we needed the morning time. We realized that when we fished that grass the second time, we didn't get any bites. it's probably a lot easier to catch a couple more fish in the morning in the grass than in the afternoon. We're still going to go start in it, and that's what we go do.
Yeah, I don't think it is now, though. Looking at that.
All right, I'm starting to throw that hybrid hunter right off the bat. We fished through the whole thing, never get a bite. He throws his chatterbait, never get a bite. I'm like, man, this isn't good. We were going to fish a lot more grass today. And now with what's going on, we just, we better go do something else. So Russell's packing up, ready to go. I make one more cast.
What do you think? I mean, you're not one to switch. Like,
We got one. Good one, dude. Good fish. You got that. I think it's gonna be that. See, that's one. Here. I know. No problem. What in the world? I've never been. How have I ever broke off before? Not even at the knot.
nah, broke like way up there.
It was like 3.5.
You saw it?
Yeah. Have you ever seen me do that? Have you ever seen me break off a Bubba
No.
in your life? Just reeling them in normal.
Yeah. You need a Bubba?
Yeah.
Middle log?
What in the world, dude? I don't even. That one. I mean, losing fish yesterday, but that. I think I restrung that line too. I'm pretty sure I restrung that line.
Let's get another one, dude.
Like he didn't make a run. He wouldn't do anything.
Like you had him look.
Like look, it's all freaking. I think I had him hooked good too. I didn't have 20. I might have put 18 on here, but still, like I'm pretty sure I this is one of the ones I restrung because I was like.
So here's all I got to say. I have been throwing a hybrid hunter since mid-2000s. I have broke off on a couple fish in my lifetime on it. I remember one at Toledo Bend. It was a monster. It was on a stump. I probably broke off on one setting the hook on old line. I probably broke off on maybe 3 or 4 fish in my lifetime throwing a hybrid hunter. Never and I mean never, and I asked Russell this, have you ever seen me break off a fish, reeling a fish in after I've been fighting it? In 20 years or 15 years we've been fishing together, he's like, no, I've never seen that happen. Much less on the hybrid hunter. I don't even know what to say. It was a 4-pounder, at least. I just already know how the day's going to go. You can't lose that fish on a shortened, fog-delayed day on day 2. It can't happen. And it happened. I have no words. I actually re-spooled that line before the tournament. So I haven't thrown it that much. It was fine yesterday. Now I have a theory. I'm going to throw this out there on the internet. And I want them to be aware of this. So I'm staying with my buddy Sean, okay? They all left that night to go watch his son Brock play at Midwestern State football. They got in late because of the fog and the storms and everything else. So they got in very late that day. Like his 2 daughters and boyfriend and their mom, like they all got in around 12 or 11 or 12. Sean and them didn't get in until like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm telling you, it's 1 or 2 people did this. They sabotaged me. I know they did. It's one of his daughters. Now me and Lexi got over the whole when I was over there washing clothes on her day. She's supposed to wash clothes on Sunday, and I took one of her days one time for a couple minutes. It's her. We've kind of mended the fence on this. But Kenzie might be the one. She's been in trouble for the last week or so. I've been over there. She's been harassing me. She's been. I have a feeling she got in and she was like, "Hey, watch this." See, she wasn't happy with us taking up her parking spots. Me and Russell made them all park out in the street. I'm just telling you. I think Kenzie did something to my line. It's the only reason I could have broke off. I'm just letting you know I'm coming for you, Kenzie. Watch your back. We left the grass deal. We were like, hey, let's go run every single spot we had. And that's what we did. We ran every single spot. We basically had no bites. No bites. Didn't get bit here, anywhere. We didn't see any fish, nothing. We had 2 spots where I didn't fish a spot yesterday that I had found in practice, and Russell didn't have one, and they were fairly close to each other. It was kind of random how they were both close to each other, but they were both in the trees, and it's probably why we didn't hit them on day 1. Go hit mine, wasn't there. Go hit his, and got 1 bite.
Spot.
Big old giant spot.
So I catch this 1 fish. It's a spot, but it's a big one for a spot at least. Get it in. I'm like, all right. I mean, we still got some ways to go. We go hit spot after spot after spot. We thought maybe we could go back to the grass, but we're like, man, that's not gonna do it. We've got to maybe we don't even need a limit. Maybe we just need 1 or 2 of these giants that we've caught, and we only know one way to go catch those. And we did it. Could we have caught some smaller fish? I don't know, maybe doing something different. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into what we caught them on in practice and in this tournament. Now I'm going to go get into what I think about what we missed. I know what we missed. And it sucks. I tried figuring it out, but I just couldn't figure it out. Like we just missed it. And that's what I'm frustrated about. I'm not frustrated about not catching them. We went out there after trying to go win this thing. That's what we go do. We don't care about coming in second or third or fourth. We wanted to go win it. And we knew the way to go win it, what we thought was our best shot at going winning it, and that was staying out deep, trying to catch some big ones. Didn't happen. Did we miss the grass thing? Yes. Am I frustrated about the fact that I didn't figure it out? Yes. There was some more in that grass thing. I didn't fish a lot of grass in practice. I was kind of focusing on other stuff, but I still should have been able to I was close. I did some different things and I missed it by one bait. I just know I did. And so I talked to some guys afterwards that how they caught some in it, and I knew better. But for right now, let's go look at what I was throwing. We'll kind of go over a little bit of the stuff in practice, the rods, reels, baits, things like that. And you can find all this at Tackle Warehouse. I have links in my description for all these things. Go check it out. It'll be a long list because it's a long practice, long tournament day. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the whole series. All right, we're going to go over this really quick, okay? As quick as I possibly can. The frogfish in practice. Caught them on a popping perch right here. All right, I had a different color on, but I ended up wanting to throw white in the tournament just because it was going to be so cloudy and we were expecting to get a whole bunch of rain. And I just always throw white when it gets like that. 60-pound plasma braid, 300 Super Duty reel, and this is my limited edition Todd Castledine rod. Okay, 7'3" heavy. That's what I've been throwing all my frogfish on. A lot of my stuff. We're going to talk about this rod a lot. I have it right here as well. I've got two of them. Okay, that's what I was worming with. Still a 300 Super Duty Lews reel, 25-pound shooter. And same rod. One I have with braid, one I have with fluoro. That's the beauty of this rod. You can throw both on it. Still have it on the same reel, which I throw both. Like I said, I throw this reel anytime I'm throwing anything over like 22-pound, anything, 22-pound fluorocarbon or braid. Most of my damage came on this rod in the tournament. Okay, right here. When I threw the Hybrid Hunter, this is a Hybrid Hunter. I got it on a Hyper Mag reel, 8-3-1 on a high-speed reel, 20-pound sniper on there, and this is also a limited edition, right? Todd Castledine, 7'6" medium heavy rod. This is going to be the new Hybrid Hunter rod. You can get all this at Tackle Warehouse. I mean, when I say like I still keeping all the little stuff. This is like not prototype stuff, but this is literally 0 out of 250. So it's going to be numbered like this on them. It's not even 1 out of 250. It's the only two like that. I've got two of them like this. That was my setup for really most of my fish. The only other fish I caught was on this minnow right here. Okay. And I can't show you the minnow. Sorry. It's a work in progress for Strike King. I don't even know when it's going to come out. We got a lot more. We got to deal with it. It's a long story, but we're gonna be showing that eventually. But I have it on a custom light. This is a 7'3" medium heavy action fast. Love this rod. Little bit of an oversized rod, but I like these oversized rods. When I say oversized, most people like a really light spinning rod. You see all the trees we're fishing around, big fish, stuff like that. I want something that can handle it. I have it on a custom light 200 reel. This one I have a little bit heavier line. I have like 30-pound braid. I just have plasma braid with like 16-pound sniper line. And then when I drop shot, and this is like the rod I threw the entire time basically at Lake of the Ozarks. Custom light medium. So this is a medium, 7'2" medium, extra fast. So it's a little bit lighter than this rod. I've still got it on the custom light 200 because I just love these custom lights. And I have it on 12-pound Overwatch braid. 12-pound sniper with a owner offset wide gap 2/0 hook with a filler worm on it. Okay, 1/4 ounce weight. I will take that back. I forget. I only have 2 kinds of spinning reels. I like the custom lights. This is the Hyper Mag. I forgot I still have these. But yeah, everything's either a custom light or a Hyper Mag. I like both of them. Seems like everyone in the Strike King office loves the custom light more. I don't know, I still kind of like the Hyper Mag. Freaking whipped up on them big ones. So I'm never going to complain about that. That is my setup, guys. Hope you enjoyed the series. All this stuff will be in the description with links to Tackle Warehouse if you want to go look at any of this stuff. So there you go. All right. See you guys.